What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin Breeze here, coming at you with my unboxing and first impressions video of the BLU R2 Plus 2019. So this device was recently launched by BLU, and this is actually a pretty big surprise to me. I was not expecting them to launch another device at $99.99. Of course, if you watched my videos in the past, you've seen that in December, they launched the BLU Vivo Go, which is also the same price point, which I'll be comparing those two devices in a separate video, but I just wasn't expecting yet another device at $99.99 by BLU. Now, I did notice that on Amazon, the original price is $149.99, but it's crossed out, and then of course there's the discount rate, which is $99.99. So I'm not sure if long-term, they're going to be pricing this at $99.99. So you'll want to check out the link in the video description to see what the current pricing is for this device, but I'm really hoping that they do keep it at $99.99. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, here is the packaging. A pretty cool design here on the outside. That's one of the things that BLU does with all of their different devices, is that they always have a cool kind of image or graphic on the outside of the packaging. Now, we'll go over the specs throughout the video, but if you want to pause the video and look at the specs here, then here they are. But let's cut this on open and see what is inside. Alright, pull that open. Okay, and here is the device, of course. We're going to put that off to the side and check that out at the end. And we'll see what accessories are included in the box. So it looks like the first thing we have here is a clear case. That's one of the things I really like about BLU. They always include free accessories in the box, including cases. Sometimes for some of these budget smartphones, it's hard to find cases, at least initially, online. So it's really cool that even though this is kind of a cheap case, they do include it. Let's see what's next here. Looks like we have a wall adapter. Open this up and just see what it looks like. Yes. So here is the wall adapter. So it says BLU like us, so a BLU branded wall adapter, which is pretty cool. Okay, what's next? Looks like the charging and data transfer cable. I don't think this is USB-C on this device, so this should be micro USB, and yes it is. So it's a micro USB cable to a normal USB size. Very awesome. We have a SIM card removal tool here. Great to see as well. We have a BLU branded sticker, which happens to be the same design that's on the box. And we have a quick start guide here, and a little bit more literature here about how to install the SIM card. Alright, now here is the BLU R2 Plus 2019 itself. So there is a little piece of plastic here on the display. We'll peel that off. Of course, this is the cleanest the display will ever be. And there's also some plastic on the back side here, so we'll peel that off as well, if I can find a place to grab onto it. And just like the front of the phone, the back side is probably never going to be as clean as it is right now. And wow, I was not expecting this here on the back. I didn't know it was going to be this like reflective plastic material. That looks really cool and really unique. Now, let's start up the phone right now. See how much battery is in the phone out of the box. BLU like us, powered by Android. So this device is actually dual SIM compatible. And what that means is that you can put in two different SIM cards. So this device can almost act as two phones in one, which is pretty cool. Now this is limited to GSM carriers, so if you use T-Mobile, AT&T, Metro by T-Mobile, or Cricket, then you're in luck here. But if you use Sprint or Verizon in the United States, then you're not going to be able to use this device with those carriers. And of course, if you live in Europe or Asia or anywhere else around the world, you're most likely going to be using a GSM carrier. And the good news is that this will work with pretty much every GSM carrier out there. So we'll get started here. We'll skip. Some privacy info here. Accept and continue. We'll skip Wi-Fi for now. Continue. Next. Next. Oh yeah, so there's a fingerprint sensor in the back. Pretty cool. We'll set that up in a little bit. Next. Alright, so we've now made it to the home screen after getting everything set up. Now, this device features a 6.2-inch display coming in at 720p, and I've got to say, for my first impressions, this display looks really good. It's really bright, everything looks nice and crisp and clear. You can probably almost tell through the camera how clear everything looks on the display, and I'm kind of shocked, honestly, that this is only 720p. It really does look like 1080p. In fact, I've seen 1080p displays in the past before that don't even look as good as this display. Yeah, this is really sharp. Now, we do have a notch here at the top, and it's kind of a wider notch, similar to what you can find on the iPhone XS. And on the bottom, we still do have a pretty decently large lip. But overall, I think the design of this device is really nice, and having this reflective material on the backside really blows me away. I mean, this is really unique and really cool looking. And it makes sense why you'd want to put a clear case in this phone so that you can still see the backside of it because, of course, the clear case is transparent. So up top here, we have the front-facing camera, which is 8 megapixels, but in addition to that, we get a front-facing flash. So that's great to see. That's something that's kind of rare, and you don't even find that very often with high-end smartphones, let alone low-end smartphones. The device does feature, of course, on-screen Android navigation buttons. Now, taking a look at the right side, we have the power button, and we have the door here for the SIM card and microSD card. Of course, like I said, this is dual SIM, so you can stick 2 SIM cards in there if you want. Taking a look at the left side here, we have this button, which is used to accelerate and do power saver. So for accelerate, it'll kill off all running applications in the background. And for power saver, and we'll actually do it right now, it actually puts the device in this special mode where everything's black and white, and it's really a simplistic mode here where you just use some of your core applications, like doing phone calls, accessing your contacts, maybe setting an alarm clock, and sending text messages. And what's cool is that this will last you forever, but if you do decide to go back to the normal mode, all you have to do is just tap on that button, and it instantly takes you back just as things normally are. There's also the volume rockers here on the left side. On the top of the device, this is kind of weird. We do have the micro USB port on the top, and we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. Then on the bottom of the device, we have the speaker and the microphone, and that's it. I definitely would have liked to have the micro USB port on the bottom of the device, and it almost seems like it could be there with that opening, but of course it's not there, it's on the top. But on the other hand, having the micro USB port on the top has some benefits of its own, because if you want to use the device, maybe lay it down on your lap or something like that, and still charge it at the same time, you're not going to have to worry about fraying the cord because it's coming out of the top there. So that is one of the benefits of having this micro USB port on the top. Now, taking a look at the backside of the phone, again, we have that really sharp, really cool reflective material, but we have also a dual camera module with a 13 megapixel main camera and a 2 megapixel secondary camera. I'm definitely going to do a full camera test with this device, and I'm excited to see how that works out. We have a fingerprint sensor as well on the back, which is really surprising to see, especially at this $99 price point, and that's pretty much it. As far as the actual profile of the device, it's really slim. I'm actually surprised by that, especially considering that this phone contains a 3000 milliamp hour internal battery. At the time of filming this video, the current version of Android that's available for this device is Android 8.1 Oreo. At the moment, there are no software updates. I'll let you know if there are any updates during the time that I own this device. So if you're looking for a device with Android Pie on it, you might want to look elsewhere because this doesn't have Android Pie out of the box. Let's take a quick look at the camera here. We'll start that up. Take some photos. Let's see how that looks. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it does look a little kind of blurred out, but I've seen worse. Definitely for $99.99, you can't have too high of expectations with the camera. We'll take another one sideways here. Okay. And again, I mean, it looks pretty good. Let's try out the front-facing camera. And there you go. You can see me here in the camera lens here. Now I'll do the front-facing flash as well for this test. All right. And that's not too bad. Not terrible. Again, I don't have the highest expectations for the camera with this device considering how cheap it is. Let's take a look too and see what wallpapers are pre-installed. Usually BLU has some pretty cool wallpapers that they put on their device as the default options. And you can see that this is no exception to that. I love all these designs. They definitely look really cool. I'm not sure which one I'm going to keep on here for the entire review. I mean, this one's pretty cool. On the other hand, I kind of like this one as well. I don't know. They all look great. We'll just set it as this one for now. So set that for the home and lock screen. And there you go. We now have the new wallpaper installed. Let's also take a look and see what applications are pre-installed onto the BLU R2 Plus 2019. You can see that we do have Opera here pre-installed. That's kind of a third-party browser. I don't know if they have some sort of partnership with them. We also have some different Google applications, and it looks like we have Amazon Shopping and Amazon Prime Video pre-installed here. Let's check out the full app tray as well. So again, just kind of all those same applications that you'd expect, but for the most part, it's pretty much stock Android here. I mean, there's really no bloatware. All there is really are just those Amazon applications and Opera, but really that's no big deal at all. A lot of those apps you'd probably end up using yourself anyway, but we do, of course, have Google Chrome if you don't want to use Opera, so plenty of great options here with the BLU R2 Plus 2019. Now, this device features 16 gigabytes of internal storage with the ability to expand that with a microSD card up to 64 gigabytes. In addition to that, we have 2 gigabytes of RAM here, which is pretty good. Not the best out there, but for $99.99, 2 gigabytes of RAM is certainly delightful to see. And we also have a MediaTek MT6739 processor. So I'm really excited to kind of play some different games on here and see how that works out and see what games we can actually play with this device. So overall, my first impressions of the BLU R2 Plus 2019 are really positive. I'm definitely going to have to do a comparison video comparing this to the BLU Vivo Go, especially because they're currently both offered for the same price tag. And definitely for my first impressions, I think this is a much better choice than the BLU Vivo Go. And I noticed that the BLU Vivo Go hasn't really gotten the best reviews either. So it looks like BLU is really bringing in a lot of great value here with the BLU R2 Plus 2019. I'm really excited to see how this device works out for me over the next few weeks as I test it. And I'm going to bring you for every step of the way. But if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments section what you want me to do with this device, what kind of videos you want me to make with it. And if you have any questions about it, let me know as well. Make sure to sub to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, life's a breeze with Kevin Breeze.